Hey everybody, it's Brett. Welcome back to my channel. So today was the day that the Booker Longlist was announced. There were lots of happy people, lots of tears, lots of crying. I don't think there was any of that, but I'm sure there was some disappointment. I know somebody immediately reached out to me for something that they were disappointed in, which I'll talk to in a minute. So I'm not going to go over the whole long list, primarily because I've only read 3 of the books so far that are listed, and I think it's going to be interminably boring for me just to read one title after another and how fascinating they seem. So I'm going to focus on what I have read, a few of the titles that I own that I will be starting imminently, and a lot of the other things I've already ordered. So to start, I have to say hello, my girl Audrey. This would have actually really pissed me off had she not made it. I just finished this. I think when I did my video the other day, I had not read this yet, or I was in the middle of reading it, or I just finished. I don't remember. Whatever. Anyway, I love this. Fantastic. I'm posting a review of this tomorrow on Instagram, but great. So thrilled that this is on there. Next, this was one of the others that I had called out and said that I thought this would be here, and sure enough it was. And it's no surprise. I think it's incredibly well crafted. Again, for me, the story is a little at the end of the day like, oh, okay, but there's no denying that he's an incredible writer. This is a really uniquely crafted story, so not a surprise. Glory, which this is one of those books that I talked about before. I have not read this yet. I got it. I assumed this was going to be on the list. And I know people who have read this who have absolutely loved it. So I'm trying to just keep an open mind because I don't know that this is something that normally that I would gravitate to. I'm expecting this to be a little more challenging. We'll see. I'm thrilled that Nightcrawling made it to the list. Layla Motley is the youngest author to ever make the list. And in fact, I think she just turned 20 years old. I know so many people who've read this and said it's fantastic. What an incredible cover as well. But thrilled for this. Another book that I've had forever, which I haven't read yet, which is Booth, which I'm really excited now to have the impetus to finally get me off my butt to read it. This, of course, is the story of John Wilkes Booth and the Booth family. It's supposed to be great. I've never read any Karen Joy Fowler before, so this whole thing has me very excited. This was a bit of a surprise to me, only because, look, Elizabeth Strout is truly one of my favorite writers. I just finished the sequel to this book, Lucy by the Sea, which is coming out shortly, and I thought it was so amazing about Lucy and William going into lockdown during COVID. I thought it exceeded this book. I think everything she writes is great, but to me, this was a little less than. So this was probably, for me, one of the bigger surprises in the Booker, that this made it. Again, love Lucy, love characters, love Elizabeth Strout, but frankly, this was a surprise for me. 2 other surprises that I marked down that I thought would make the list and did not make the list. I think a lot of people were surprised that young Mungo did not make it, since Douglas Stewart won before. And so I get it. I kind of thought this was going to be on the list, but it doesn't upset me that it's not. I think it's a great book. I actually like this more than Shuggie Bain, but there's so many other titles this year that are new from people I've never even heard of, or new stuff that I'm excited. The other thing I thought would possibly get up was The Swimmers, which I sure was reading this on my last video. I finished this the other night. I think it's a really well done book about, ultimately it's a book about a woman who is a part of a group of people who swim at a pool, but she has dementia. So the lion's share of the book and what it becomes is about her and about her daughter. It's really well done. It's emotional, it's sparse, really well written. So that surprised me. Other titles that I got really excited about, though, I will say from this list, The Seven Moons of Mali Almeida. That, to me, first of all, what an incredible cover. This comes out, I saw when I was looking stuff up to see what I could get to order. This comes out in London in 2 weeks, the first week of August. Maps of Our Spectacular Bodies. I don't think that was a surprise for a lot of people. I've already ordered a copy of that, about one woman who has cancer, and from what I understand, it takes place from the point of view of the cancer as it goes through her body. Treacle Walker sounds amazing to me. And Case Study also sounds really interesting. So I ordered that as well. So we'll see. I plan to go through most of the list, and if I can knock most of it out by next month, I'll probably try to do the whole thing. The dates for the short list is actually going to be announced on September 6th. So there's about 5 weeks until the short list is announced, and then the final winner will be announced October 17th. So I don't know how many of you are interested in the bookers, or if you care, or if it's one of those kind of things where you're like, whatever. I have gotten more and more into it, and I know there's a big group of people on Instagram who are totally into it, and it becomes like Christmas morning. So it's really been fun, and I've gotten more into it every year, and I think that this sounds like an incredible group of books. I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and talk later.